real time or otherwise, if you're going to be making some kind of prognosis, diagnosis, you cannot be introducing a lot of error or a ton of bias into it without there being a lot of consequences, right? You want these things to be reliable. So people, we all grew up with that kind of rules-based software. It's limited, but you get what you get, and for the most part, you can rely on it. If it has a mistake, it's kind of an immediate catastrophic thing, and the whole thing breaks. It's not a mistake where it's insidious and you wouldn't even know it's happening until 2 months later and the thing got out of control. But that's the kind of thing you get with more expressive, creative software, like what we have with today's AI. AI is not rules-based software. It's got rules in the scaffolding, but the actual outputs that you are using when, let's say, ChatGPT is talking to you or Grok is talking to you, that's much more soft. That's organic, right? It's very expressive. It doesn't produce the same outputs every time for the same input, right? And that's because it's not rules-based software. It's using, essentially probabilistic outputs to kind of calculate what is the most likely response. It introduces a level of randomness or entropy, you might call it, that kind of shakes the responses up a little bit, and that allows it to explore more possibilities. So by introducing some randomness into it, and or entropy, more to the point, you explore more possible outcomes, and that's why ChatGPT is able to give you genuinely creative responses, or Grok, or whatever the AI tool is. So in other words, if you want a system to be similar to a human and talk to you maybe the way I am talking to you now, where I don't know exactly what I'm going to say next, but I kind of have an idea, and I'm able to creatively produce these outputs. And if I were to do this episode again, it wouldn't sound exactly the same because I'd be thinking slightly different and I'd have some new ideas, but it would be, on the same topic. If you want a machine to be able to do that, it has to be able to embrace that randomness. It has to be able to embrace that entropy, the uncertainty, in order to introduce creative aspects into it. Okay, so the cost of doing that is that you don't get the reliable, predictable output.